Afternoon, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School here in Southeast Ohio. And I wanted to sit down with you guys today and make a little treat around the campfire around this holiday season. We'll talk about that as we go. And while it's cooking up, we're going to have another discussion as well, because I want to kind of run you guys through some things that we're thankful for here at the Pathfinder School and Self-Reliance Outfitters. All right, so while we're waiting on this fire to burn down, we're going to take our 10-inch skillet here. Take our broiler rack out of it. And we're going to use this skillet to mix up some dough. No different really than we do most of the time with dough. It's pretty flexible. It's what you do with it after the fact that makes it different. So we're just going to pour some self-rising flour in here, about a half a cup. And again, I got about a 2-cup measure here, maybe a little over 2 cups. And I'll put about half of that in. That gives me what I want, all right? Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get in our Woodsman's pantry here, get a couple ingredients out real fast. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a little lard in this bad boy. Get us a fork here, and again, I'm not a big guy on measuring, but I got about a tablespoon there or so. Put that right in there. And then we'll get that cut into our flour. We'll just cut that in with a fork. If we had a pastry cutter, that'd work too, but fork's gonna do fine. All right, got some salt here. We're gonna put just a pinch of salt in there. We got some dehydrated milk here, okay? We're gonna put about a tablespoon of dehydrated milk in there. A lot of my measurements are guesswork, guys, but they seem to turn out, so I don't complain. And we're gonna mix all that up real good in this skillet. Now we're going to add a little water to this bad boy and start making our dough. And we're gonna be careful and only add a little at a time. Start mixing that up. And what we're looking for here is a consistency that's not soaking wet, fairly dry. We don't want it sticking to the bottom of this pan when we get it mixed up. We probably got pretty close on the water right off the bat there. And that's a good thing. All right, like that. The more you do this, you get used to what you need to do. It'll become second nature pretty quick, okay? That's pretty much what we want right there. All right, the next step is to get our cutting board out. And we're going to sprinkle a little flour on that bad boy. And get our dough on there, just like that. There we go. That's what we're looking for right there. That's money. Next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a little bit of lard and I'm going to grease this pan. We're going to use this bad boy like a Dutch oven here in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and spread some lard in that dude so nothing sticks to the bottom. Like that. Just get a good coating on there and don't worry about it, okay? And you're gonna be good. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our board back out here, and we are going to just put a touch of flour on that board just to keep our dough from sticking to it at all. Just like that. Rain's gonna wash all this stuff off later, so ain't no big deal, all right? Now we're gonna take our dough and put it on here. Now, any piece of wood you can strip the bark off of that's fairly straight, or even a water bottle, will work good enough for rolling pin. I've got my canteen set out here, so I don't have a rolling pin. So I'm going to use this. And we want this to be probably, oh, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch and a little longer than it is wide, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to spread this out a little bit. Just make sure everything's good and even. Remember, we floured our board so we wouldn't stick to the board, okay? Now we're going to take some cinnamon sugar, all right? And we are going to cover this bad boy up, just like this, with cinnamon sugar, all right? Now, we're going to take our knife and we're going to cut here. I'm going to roll that bad boy up on itself, just like this. And we're going to set that in our skillet. And we're going to cut us another one here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to roll that dude up, just like that, and set that in our skillet. We got 2 more in this thing pretty easy. One bigger one, one smaller one. All right, so there's what we got when we're done with that. Now we're going to take this lid and put this bad boy right on the skillet. We'll go ahead and unfold this handle so that we can pull the skillet out of the fire when we're ready. And again, we're going to use this like a Dutch oven, so we'll talk about that right now. All right, so we've got a keyhole cut in this fire right here, and that's my absolute favorite way to cook. So we're going to take some coals, and we don't need a whole lot of coals on the bottom of this thing. Just enough to put some heat down here is all we really want. And just drop that skillet right there. These sides will hold that heat in, but we want a good amount of coals on the top. Just like this. Not a bunch of dirt. Coals are what you want, okay? So you got to have a fire built up that's got coals in it, or you're not going to be able to do this. Just surround that bad boy and give her about 15 or 20 minutes. And in that time, we're going to make some of the world's greatest hot chocolate by hanging this bush pot over the fire and getting some water heated up. All right, while we're waiting on our biscuits and we're waiting on our water to heat up for some awesome hot chocolate and a great treat here on a winter evening in Ohio, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little video to talk about Self-Reliance Outfitters, not as a selling point in the Pathfinder School, but more to kind of talk to you about who works there, how long they've been there, the history of the company, and for me to give thanks to you as a customer for supporting us for all of these years, to give thanks to all the people who work for SRO, the Pathfinder Knife Shop, Pathfinder Forge and Tool, the Pathfinder School, and the spouses of those people who support us when we work a lot of long hours and most weekends, to be honest with you. Here at the Pathfinder School especially, we work a lot of weekends. So it takes a lot of spousal support to get that done. Our company started out pretty humble. We started in a spare room of the house I was living in, and we started shipping and making videos and things like that and shipping product to people. And as we began more product development and got a little bit bigger, we moved things to Indianapolis, to basically my father's basement. His entire basement was dedicated to what is now Self-Reliance Outfitters. And we were shipping and receiving out of there. When we opened our own knife shop, we opened our knife shop in the 3-car garage at my father's house to begin with. And that's when we started creating our knives. And, you know, we have some fantastic guys over at the knife shop. My father runs the knife shop. Of course, the company's owned by myself, my father, and my brother. My brother's the CFO. Myself, my father, president, vice president of the company, respectively. And So my father kind of runs the knife shop and daily operations of that knife shop, and it came from very humble beginnings as well. We used to make some knives with Jeff White. We used to finish some stuff for Jeff White. We used to work alongside Jeff White, and we made our own knives at the same time. And finally, we kind of broke away from that, and the people who work at our knife shop now, which is a separate building out by the airport in Indianapolis, it's its own entity, the Pathfinder Knife Shop is. And we've got two guys working there, Mike, who is our bladesmith, and Sean, who is our CNC operator and finishing guy. So there's two guys making every single Pathfinder knife that you buy are made by those two guys. And it's a lot of work considering the amount of knives that we sell. So kudos to those guys, and thank you for sticking with us for all these years. And I appreciate you doing that. And I appreciate the customers out there who have purchased our knives and are fans of the Pathfinder Knife Shop brand. So just a little history. The Pathfinder School itself started in 2008. This is the second location of that school. It's on my property here in Southeast Ohio that is situated on 186 acres that backs up to a 4,000 acre wildlife area for training. We are now in a 6,000 foot plus warehouse as well as office space and things like that. In Indianapolis on the southeast side now, from those humble beginnings in the garage, we've moved twice, and now we're in our final location of a large warehouse for shipping and receiving. Mike Sullivan, who is the operations manager for all of Self-Reliance Outfitters, works there, as well as a couple guys in the warehouse that bust their butts every day to get shipments out to you, and I really appreciate their effort. And that is Mark, who works the warehouse, does pick and pack, and Dave Eulis, who is the warehouse manager and also does pick and pack right alongside Mark, so he kind of wears two hats in there, okay? And those guys, two guys, are picking and packing every single order that goes out. Obviously, during the holidays, it becomes more of a hands-on thing, and guys have to pitch in from the office and things like that. My cousin Larry runs the website, takes care of all of those things, so everything that happens on our website, everything to do with updates on our website, new website changes, things like that, all are done by Larry Catt, my cousin. Been with the company since its very beginning. Also in Indianapolis, we have Carl Brandt. He works in advertising, marketing, and design. He is a graphics extraordinaire guy. He can do just about anything with graphics that you want done. And he's been working for us for several years now. Does all of our packaging, all of our ads, all of our catalogs. They go to dealers. All of those types of things are his job. And he does a very, very good job of keeping up with all of that. The Pathfinder School, of course, here in Southeast Ohio, we've gone through lots and lots of instructors over the past 10 plus years that we've been in business. People go their own way, people do their own thing. The staff that we have now is probably the best trained and most versatile staff we've ever had. And I'm really proud of each and every one of those guys and the job they do here, training people, teaching people, interacting with people on a daily basis when we're teaching. And they do a very, very good job. And I don't want to leave anybody out, so I'm going to try to mention all of them. All of them do have YouTube channels, and I hate to miss some of that, but I do appreciate their efforts both on YouTube as well as here at the school. And some of them also make products for our store. So it's kind of a conglomerate thing, like a co-op, where I try to, if they have a specialty, they can make something that I can sell. I try to help them make extra money by doing that as well. And that's kind of my way of giving back to them for all the support that they give us. So an attempted list of my instructors here at the Pathfinder School. Obviously, Kevin Baxter, Salty Dog Outdoors, been with me the longest of anybody. Been with me since almost day one. Definitely been with me for 10 plus years. He is the camp master and administrative guy here at the Pathfinder School. I'll mention Ty Barker next. Not that he's the oldest instructor out here, but he does take care of the instructor training program. So he wears a couple different hats out here, and he does a really, really good job. Matt Mercer has been with us, again, since almost the beginning. Black Hat Bushcraft. He also makes videos for our Self-Reliance Outfitters channel. We have Vaskin Battlelow. We have Andrew Ogle, Ranger Survival Craft. We have Bart Caudle from Bart Caudle Outdoors. We also have Tanner Cybula and Nick Gatton, who are tan hat instructors. We have Mike Johns, who's a full-time teacher, who's also a black hat instructor here at the school. Okay, I did miss someone. I missed my buddy Kyle Sanborn in North Carolina. Beekeeper, homesteader, instructor here at the Pathfinder School, also makes products for the Dirty Woodsman line as well as some of our finished goods at Self-Reliance Outfitters. So with that, I just wanted to give thanks to you guys for supporting us, because without you, without your support, we wouldn't have grown the way we have exponentially over the last years. And we truly, truly appreciate the fans, the people who buy our gear, the people who purchase our knives. So truly this video was about giving thanks to you for everything that you do for us, for allowing our business to grow, for supporting our business for all of these years. We hope to see you for many years to come. We hope to see you here at the school if you haven't been here. And last but not ever least, thank God for everything that he's done for us as a family and as a business. Now, with all that said, let's check out these cinnamon rolls, fellas. All right, so like I said, we're kind of treating this like a Dutch oven, so we're gonna scrape the coals off of it. Get that lid picked up so we can see what's going on here. We'll scrape these coals back into the fire pit for the moment. May need to get some more on it if they're not quite done, but I suspect that we're doing pretty good here. You can see that lid's recessed, and that makes a big difference with this stuff on how well it works. Wow, look at those bad boys, man. Look at that, holy cow. Thing is smoking hot. I think those Kings could use about 5 more minutes probably. Really, really hot inside there. I'm gonna put this lid on. I'm just gonna let them sit for about 5 minutes in that heat. Those things look literally amazing. So we've got some water heating up right here. We're gonna make the world's greatest hot chocolate here in just a minute to go with those bad boys. We're gonna let them sit in that Dutch oven for about 5 more minutes with no heat on the top. All right, so a little bit of hot chocolate here. Whatever your favorite brand is. Set that dude aside for a minute. Then we'll get to these cinnamon rolls. Look at that. Woo, son, will you look at that? Golly. Them things look awesome, man. Them things are amazing looking. Well, tell you what we're gonna do here. We're gonna cut one of these bad boys open just to kind of see what we got. Look at that. Money train. Golly. That thing looks too good. Gosh. Well, look at this dude. Flaky and beautiful. Man, oh man. Yeah, that's good. Woo. Man. That's some rib sticking food right there. Man. Golly. So good. Hot chocolate just makes that thing perfect. With that cinnamon, oh, that was a perfect treat around a campfire in the evening, for sure. Especially in the winter. Listen, folks, I really appreciate you joining me today for this video. Just being thankful for all of you, for everything that we have, and for everything that everyone has done for me personally and for my family over the last years during this holiday season. I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy recipe showing you how to make homemade cinnamon rolls on the trail. It's not difficult, very few ingredients. You can carry everything you need with you in a backpack. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.